So let's say you want to build a development just like the Grove, but you want to do it in downtown St. Pete, which is something we're working on too. You could start with 5 containers. You don't need to start with your complete construction. Just make sure you have the property available, and we'll just do it in phases, right?
Interesting. Yeah, I guess you're right. If you look at this whole thing through the shipping container lens, you're going to miss the overall concept. You're going to miss the idea of this, right? Even taking out the front doors and all of the 3 walls, you're left with a super, super solid steel structure. And on each corner, they have that. Like, David, could you pull back up a picture of those shipping containers? There's that really thick, like that meaty kind of corner piece on the top and on the bottom.
Exactly.
If you took out all the sides, you're left with this like really beautiful, super, super strong shell. Like, I'm imagining now the application, God, I mean, it's kind of endless, really, the applications. Probably
And that's also a problem that we have is people come
Why is
to
it a
us
problem?
because it's endless. And I have heard every idea, use, can we do this? Can we? The answer is yes. It's just budget and time. Anything you can think of, we can do.
Yeah, look at that. 2 walls taken out. You put them both together. There's no interior. It doesn't need an interior support, right? You have
and we welded in. There's 2x6 HSX, which is a hollow structural steel that gets welded into the top to make that more robust. But we can span the entire length of a 40-foot container with the center gone, which to get a structure like that from the ground up, as somebody in development, you know that's like half the cost right there.
Well, one thing I'm thinking is the amount of labor it takes to get a structure out of the ground. Just take a single family home. The engineering and the carpentry and the trusses, and it's a feat. I mean, you're having deliveries at the site for weeks with all different sorts of building materials. This is all done on your site, correct? I mean, you have specialized labor that, like, basically it's what, a bunch of welders and some engineers. I mean, my point is, you guys can operate in a very lean way. Like, you don't need to have a drywall, this guy, that guy. I mean, towards the finishing side of it.
So we do have everybody, right? But the people that are employed full time are guys that are in the fabrication side,
right?
So metal fabrication, so welding and cutting out the sides of the containers and welding in structure. Anytime we take something out, we have to put something back in to maintain the structure of the container, like a building component. But in saying that, for example, when we build a house right now, right, we do as much as we can do on the job site, and that we're only limited by the inspector. We could complete these things and then just send them and connect them,
right?
But we can't because the inspector won't travel to our shop to inspect the process. So what we do is we do all the cutouts, we do the welding in of the steel structure, we do steel studs, which we use exclusively. I don't use any wood. We have a couple of times, and we do it for customers that have a reason to do it, but generally we don't. And we use 20 gauge or 18 gauge steel stud, which is also a structural steel stud. It's not like the thing you find at Home Depot that's like flimsy.
Right.
And then we do that. We can put the windows in, we can anchor the windows so they can see that. And we do rough-in plumbing and rough-in electrical, but we can't cover anything. So then it will get delivered to the job site, and then we'll send our drywall guys to drywall and cover everything up, and then terminate whatever you need to in terms of plumbing and electric.
Very similar to traditional new construction.
Absolutely.
You know, you're not covering it up. The inspector comes in, then you move forward.
We tried to get around that by using private provider. Do you know what private providers are? So I don't know if it's new. It's been around for a bit. It's difficult to use though, because you got to find somebody that's willing to do it. Private provider is like they run your permitting process and inspection process. So it's like third party. If we could run a third party inspection process at our shop.
Well, I'm just imagining a time in the future where at the state level and the local level, they carve out a department within code enforcement that is focused on, let's just call it like a non-traditional building material task force, where they would come to your shop and allow you to operate in an even more efficient manner. I think not the only way, But probably the best way to get to your number, 60, 70, 80,000 for this ready to go product, is to have local government completely on board, to streamline that approval process, to make sure you're not having to put these structures in the context of a manufactured home or a traditional.
Well, and that's
new
why I wish
construction
your
home.
grandfather was still the mayor, because this is the call out then. This is the call out for anybody in that part of the city or people that want to see this kind of thing grow in this area. Please reach out to us, because we want to be a part of that conversation. And we don't want to be a part of that conversation because it's us. If more companies can come out and build these things here, it's better for everybody.
You have the Elon Musk mindset where he's like, patents are for the weak.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's we're not trying to corner a market. This is not a market you can corner. How do you corner all construction in the United States? You don't. You know what I mean? You hope to just get the part that you're good at. And the part that we're good at seems to be this forward-thinking, robust shipping container construction, but it may not end here. And that was my point earlier. It could be a transitional product that gets us into this different type of thinking.
Hey guys, if you want to watch the full episode of this clip, click right here. Make sure to subscribe by clicking right here. Thank you for watching.